Okay, we're trying this again. Hey everyone, welcome back to Painted Studio. Maury Curtis Dunbar here, your mistress of many messes. Sorry, I'm getting notifications even though I turned things off. It has been a crazy week here. I haven't been able to get on live until today just because we have been swamped. As you know, I've been doing a lot of custom orders for my clients, and there's a fly flying around here because we had the door open. I'm so happy to see that. And then now I have another custom order to work on. So I figured I'd take you through all the foiling of many, many, many cups. And my husband just popped on to see me watch. That's William Dunbar Jr. That's my husband. So, you know, pick on him. Tease him a lot. And Nicole is with us. Thank you for popping in. So I'm going to stop chatting. We're going to flip this right down. And you can see right in front of me, I have some cups. And what you don't see over here is there are another 6-7 cups over here. And I have 10 cups that I need to foil today. So not only am I going to be showing you how to foil the cups, but we're going to be doing it in sort of production style since I have so many to do. This one is an additional one from my first order that came in last week of a 16 cups. She found out she needed another one. So what I've done is these were stainless steel. They were lightly sanded and then cleaned with denatured alcohol, and then we applied Faux Effects Set Coat Black, and then after it dried overnight, we put on a layer of our Artsyville foil adhesive, which is what makes it so nice and shiny. And when we use the Artsyville foil adhesive, all of this stuff, by the way, is available at paintedstudio.com. But when we use our Artsyville foil adhesive, we let it set up for a minimum of an hour. Now, the foil adhesive does not have self-leveling properties. So you can see these lines in here. So how you apply your adhesive is important. So make sure you do this so that the lines work with your design. For cups, you know, this really just looks like spun metal, which is pretty much what they do with thermal cups anyway, just a little more texture. And this is our Burgundy Foil, a brand new color that I just brought in. And first thing I'm doing is applying it to the surface. And as you notice, I did not set down the edge. Why? Because doing it like this gives me a softer edge, an easier lead in here, so it'll be softer instead of having a hard seam. And then I rub it with my hands because, besides being sticky, foil adhesive and foils both, oh, for heaven's sakes, I can see that's going to be a pain while I do that. So we can see that foil adhesive likes warm, not cold. So make sure that you store and do your foiling in approximately 68 to 75 degrees. I know that sounds really hot in a studio, but you will not get good results if you let it work with it any colder. You probably would get very bad release if you can get the foil adhesive to cure properly to begin with. It does not like cold. Foils don't like cold. The adhesive doesn't like cold. So I'm warming it up with my hands. You get a nice adhesion here. And then I'm going to take my little nail brush. Now, this looks like a little floor scrub brush, which I like. These are harder than standard nail brushes that you buy at the drugstore. This came from Home Depot, and it's made by Scotch-Brite. And they're inexpensive, but it's a firmer scrub, which is really what I want to have happen. And as you can see, I'm scrubbing in the directions of the lines. That'll just help work it in to the application method. And then come back here. And then I'm also going to go horizontally. Do not do this. Don't scrub in circles because you're likely to have circular patterns left in your application, and it's not really attractive unless you intended to see something that looked like you scrubbed it in circles. All right, so now we're going to peel it off. And you can see we've already got nice release here, but I need to go back in here. And if I didn't, usually I don't see something like that, but I might have, yeah, that's given me a hard time. So, okay, here's what can happen. This is what's a bad release. This spot here was a little too sticky still, so instead of releasing well, it only released part of the way. If you have that happen, it's not a big deal. Mind you, I'm foiling the bottom of the cup. It's not that big a deal. You just go back, apply some more foil adhesive, and go at it again, and it'll come out just fine. Yeah, this one's a little sticky. This is not wanting to let go properly. I don't like this. It's gonna make me grumpy, which means we might not do this live today. Get past this, because if I'm having this much issue getting my foil to release, it means I need to let my adhesive cure out a little longer. All right, we're gonna try one more cup because I don't like how that's releasing, and that's gonna annoy me. And what that is, it looks like it's gone down through the foil and to the paint, but it hasn't. This is what's happening here. If you look at this, it's only grabbing the part of the foil, and it's really just taking the backing, and you're seeing that happen. So that can happen. Like I said, again, if I needed to, I just reapply foil adhesive. I'm gonna put that piece aside. Now, this burgundy is fabric friendly, so you can use it on all those kinds of things. The next ones we use are going to be foils that are V-mask foils. Now this is Nevada Sun. So look at how pretty that is. Or no, this is Indian Bronze. Sorry, I can't remember the names. But look how pretty that pattern is. And so we're doing some thermal cups for customers. And I just have to decide whether I want this grain to go the long way or to go the short way, go vertical or horizontal. And I think I'm gonna go for vertical, which makes this a little more challenging to do. So I'm setting that down right there. Now, easy, the V-mask foils, which this is one of, super easy to release on a surface. But it also means you have to be really careful when you put it down, because, yeah, it'll start taking it off right away. And you can see as I'm rubbing this that you're getting clear spots. That means that the foil is adhering to the adhesive and no longer to the backing film, and that's exactly what you want to see. And V-mask is generally such a nice, easy release with the Artsyville foil adhesive that I need to do very little scrubbing. I can do this all almost straight with my hands. Okay, let's pull back and see how we go. And of course that rolled over, so now I need to come back in there and do that little spot. V-masks are annoying in one aspect, and that is that they like to roll like this, and that can make them a little bit challenging. But other than that, they come out beautifully. Oh yeah, that's released nicely. Now let me get my, I have some mist spots, like right there. So clearly I need to come back in, touch up. Oh, God, everything wants to stick. Okay, a little bit of there. And we got a little more here. And these are just so pretty, and they release so nicely. And it's really easy to fill in any skip spots. Let's see, a little skip spot down there. And that's because, the reason I'm getting this many skip spots is because I am rolling a cup with a foil that wants to roll, and it's fighting me. And yes, there's lots of ways to have beaten around that I didn't do. But look how nicely that came out. Look how beautiful that is. That's really, really nice. Yes, Kathy, I'm going to seal this. These are for some customers for a family anniversary party. So it's going to have some writing on here, and then we're going to epoxy seal. Now, epoxy sealing is food safe, which is why I use it on these cups. However, there are other non-epoxy food safe top coats. I don't know the names of them. Please don't ask me because I don't know the brands. But if you're going to do something like this, it's going to be on something that goes near somebody's mouth, you want it to be food safe. So our epoxies are food safe, and that's why we epoxy coat them. Just a friendly reminder, when you're doing tumblers, whether you top coat them with clear coat or whether you just go up crazy on the epoxy, these are not dishwasher safe. And that's a big thing to remember. You don't want to put the, good grief, the foil is sticking to everything. It just blows around here. First of all, thermal cups like this, these stainless steel thermal cups, totally not good in the dishwasher. What happens is when you put these thermal cups in the dishwasher many times, they become non-heat, they don't become they lose their thermal capacity after a while. It has something to do with the vacuum seal in the part here to the outside wall. I know the science of it, but if I start explaining to it, I'll do it so badly that you just don't want to hear it. So we're not going to do that. But there is one cup in Indian bronze. And then we've got that one that I did in burgundy. And that burgundy color is gorgeous. I just had a bad application here, so I'll fix that and do it over and get a fresh one. All right, we got a couple more. This is our Serengeti foil. And again, we're going to be fighting. Let's see if I put this way, if that helps me a little bit. Maybe a little bit. All right, let me do this. Push this over in a corner. Grab a cup. Put that down there. And here we go. I think I got this one on a little better this time. There'll always be wrinkles and crinkles. That's just how it goes. So these are for the gentlemen in the party. They wanted something kind of woody, masculine, but organic. So those are this is going to look really nice for that. Now let's hope I haven't screwed this one up too, because if I have two bad releases in one live, I know it's not the adhesive and it's not the application. It's completely me. All right, oh yeah, that's looking good. Even the cracks in it look cool. Look how great that looks. Wow. All right, let's, Kelly says she just got hers and she can't wait to see them. So she was one of my big orders. And I did not share any of hers while I was doing them because they're gifts and I know she didn't want anybody to see them. Okay, so I'm going to touch this in here. All right, so then I'm going to take this and go back over where some of the cracks are, it looks like cracks, but it's where the foil folded as I was applying. And I'm not even trying to get rid of them so much as just subtle them down because I like that texture. I like that uneven look. I think it's very elegant looking on top of being interesting. Okay, let's get in here. Let's go down to this spot down here. Now, if you're not, if you're doing this on something that does not need to go near your mouth, you don't require food safety, a standard acrylic top coat works beautifully. But these are fantastic under epoxy too. They don't fade, they don't lift, they don't peel, they don't do any bad stuff. They're perfect under epoxy. I use them all the time that way. Okay, let's get a little in here. Stick that right there. Okay, I think I just have one more little spot down here, and then I'm done on this one. And seriously, take your time when you're doing these to get them all foiled right. And if you don't like the results, do it again. Look how cool that is. That looks so good. Oh, I love this. Okay. And here's the fourth one for the gentleman. And then we're going to go into the kids, because the kids are actually really bright and colorful. The ladies and the gentlemen are a little more sedate. Okay. I'm going to put this on here like this. I'm going to remove the cap out of the way. I'm going to take this piece here, put that there, and then I'm going to put my cup down. There you go. And since this is not a directional foil, there's foil adhesive on the table. What a mess I created. All right, come on, you little stinkers. So you can see I am kind of a sloppy foiler. I constantly get my foil pleated up, especially when it comes to cups and stuff. It happens all the time. Some things I'm much better at it with than others. So if I can make something this messy in my application look good, so can you. Okay, let's give it a rub. I love V-Mask. I love how well it just lets go on everything. All right. Okay, let's roll this back. And of course, I expect some breakage and some imperfect spots, but not too many. Wow, that one, even with my crappy application, this is the worst spot right there, and that's the seam. And that's what we're gonna fix so that you don't see it. Holy guacamole. This V-Mask is honestly some of the best releases for cups like this because it just lets go so nicely. Okay, there's that. So you can see, I'm doing this with my fingers. That's how well V-Mask likes to release. And look at how beautiful that is. This is the copper slade. Oh, I love that. The copper slate is personally one of my favorites in the V-Mask foils. It just always looks terrific. Okay, so now we're going to work on some of the kids' cups. And, sorry, got to move the paper around so it lays. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is sorry, I'm shaking the camera right now. Make my own life easier and just turn that over so that there's no sticky spots on it. Okay, the kids' cups. So we've got a couple boys' cups we're creating, and we are using our silver and navy camo. So let's start here. This is one of the boys. Now you'll notice I probably cut a little extra foil on this one that I did not cut on the other one. And there's a reason for that. The reason is that we have lids. These kids' cups have straws that come with them and lids that screw down. So they're different than the regular thermal tumblers you see me doing most of the time. Okay, let's get this all rubbed down. Now let's hope I have a good release on this. You know, once I have a bad release on one piece, I'm anxious about everything. And I worry that I'll have bad releases with other things. And truly, I guarantee you, if I have a bad release, it's because I did something dumb, not because of the product. And we all have seen me do dumb things, so, you know, it's not out of the realm of possibility that I did something dumb. Okay, come on, do that nicely. Oh, this one came out nicely. Look how great that came out. Oh, that's so cool. I have a little funky spot right here that needs a little touch-up. Well, before I do the touch-ups anywhere else, let me get the bottom and let me get the lid. Now I'm scrubbing that in a circle because I applied the foil adhesive in a circular manner on the bottom. So I'm just working with what I've done. Oh, that's good. That. And then here's our lid. We're going to put it down here. First, we're going to get the top of the lid, and then we'll get the edges. So again, the top is stainless steel as well, and I sanded it lightly, put Set Coat Black on it, and then Artsyville foil adhesive. Oh gosh, look how cool that is. All right, so let's do the side here. Okay. It will not work going completely around, but I'll be close. Oh yes. And I just have a little bit more to do on that side. So look how cool our lid looks. Now let me come back and do my touch-up spot here. And again, this camo pattern is fabric friendly, machine washable with our fabric foil adhesives. However, do not put this in the dryer if you're putting it on fabric. All right, look how cool that cup is. I love that. I'm gonna set that piece over there. Now we have another one to do in our kaleidoscope pattern. I'll put the lid on the cup. All right, now I have to think about this, so I make sure I get as much color exposure on here as possible per my customer's request. So I have to pay attention to what I'm doing here. Okay, let's get this on. Now this is going to be a little funky. It'll kind of swirl it, but that's great for a kid. Little diagonal rainbow action is very cute. Also, if you make things for Pride Parade, customers like that, this is a great foil for that. I sold tons of this last June for everybody who is celebrating Pride or supporting their family through Pride. So I love this foil. Rainbows are wonderful for any and all reasons. All right, stick my hand in there. This is going to come off slowly and carefully. Now that's fabulous. I mean, that just couldn't look any better, and the release is almost flawless on it. I'm just going to do the bottom of this. Nice bottom. And then I think I just need a little bit right in there. Let's see, just a little more. And this can be a little challenging because now I'm trying to place my thinnest spot up against the pattern here and trying to match the colors so that the transfer I need to do fits my pattern. That can be a little tricky. So take your time when you do this. There we go, got it all fixed. And yes, this is going to be the one that will have the most obvious seam in the back, and that's okay. It is what it is. You just got to make sure you get it done right. All right, let me put this right here because I got a little bit that needs to be fixed right there. And then we're going to get the lid down. Here's the lid. All right. Now the lid's going to obviously read more blue. Why? Because that's what I have the most room for here. Let's go right here. I'm actually going to do it this way, fold it a little bit so that the colors match up on the edge. And then I'm going to have to go back in and touch it up because all of this is just crinkled. Yep, lots of crinkles. Oh well. Gee, I guess I don't know how to fix any of that. And then let's get over here with the yellow. Alrighty, now just to redo the edge a little bit. Now I am truly not trying to make it perfect color combos on the edge here. I folded it over to have it match, but obviously to really roll and fill it in, I'd either have to cut another piece or just embrace an imperfection, which is what I plan to do because I think it'll look awesome. Oh yes. And got a little bit left there to grab. And let's see, a little here. That doesn't want to grab right there because I don't have any foil. And look how great that is. Oh, I'm so happy with that. All right, we'll throw that piece to the side. I have one more kid's cup to do, but since you already saw that pattern, we're going to do something different. We're going to do some of the wine cups. All right. I now have a supplier of these stainless steel wine cups. And once again, these were painted, lightly sanded, cleaned down with denatured alcohol. Then, sorry, silly things happening. Then apply set coat black, and then we use the Adhesive foil adhesive. This pattern is called Cosmo Brown. It is fabric friendly. And a quick reminder, if you are not familiar with foiling, you must have an adhesive to use it. That's why we suggest the Adhesive. It's probably the best that I've ever found on the market. I am putting the cup down on the foil having a pretty side and a not so pretty side. The foil is actually mounted on the back of a carrier film, which is why you have to put it on the not so pretty side to get your results. And then you peel off the film and it comes away and has left the pattern on the surface. So first thing I'm going to do, crunch this all down. Get a little scrubby in here. Okie dokie. Oh, that's pretty. Look how pretty that is. Very elegant. Nice pattern. And these choices were made all by my customer. So all of these are her selected choices. You can do these in any of our foils, or you can have me do them for you. Okay, let me check to see if I've got any spots that I just want to hit with a little more, because they are, you know, we had some crinkly spots here on the bottom. You know, not just some, a lot. I own it. All right, let's see where else we need a little more attention. Right in there. And obviously the base color makes a difference. So these, A, these colors show up brighter on black, but B, they don't look as good with the white base under them. It just doesn't translate. It ends up looking like you made mistakes instead of like that's how it was supposed to be. Okay, so we're gonna have another wine cup, and we're doing it in, okay, of course I've forgotten the name of this one. Something squares, because it has squares on it and you'd think I could remember it. I'll look for it in a second. Give me a sec, I'll go tell you what it is, because it's right over here. Burgundy Gold squares. I knew if I looked long enough I'd get it. Fortunately it was right behind me, so again I'm picking it up like this, and I do this, and that avoids too much of a sharp seam. And I'm going to rub it with my hand first. And my hands are nice and warm, so that warms up the foil, it warms up the adhesive, and you get a better release. If you really are struggling to get a good release and you think it's because your area is too cold, warm everything. Hit the cup with a hairdryer, hit the foil with the hairdryer, do all of it and make this nice and warm. Especially with metal items like this, keeping the temperature, you know, at a good, comfortable room temperature is important. Oh, look how pretty that one came out. Okay, let's get the bottom here. Wow, this just comes out so nicely. So I'm just going to give it another quick wrap, because this one's so dark in the background, I almost can't tell at all if there is any thin spots or any corrections needed. So I'm just kind of wrapping it and almost foiling it again for a second time just to make sure I got everything. And you can see that there was some stuff that I missed, but oh my gosh, look how pretty that is. That's so pretty, and of course, even on the bottom. Just pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, that one goes to the side. Oh, whoops, I just dropped my foil under the table. I'm a genius. My arms need to grow longer. And my patience needs to grow longer too. Okay, this is our Jaguar Gold. This is gonna be stunning. Okay, putting it on. Again, pulling my foil up carefully around it. All right. Got that all warmed up with my hands now. Oh, wow. That came out great. Oh, yeah. Just a little touch up right there in the bottom, and I'll be good. Okay. Turn it over. And again, you're seeing, I don't always scrub. If the release is going well, my hand is warm enough, and the adhesive quality of the size, the foil adhesive, is so good. Look how great that came out. I mean, look at these. These are just wonderful. And the next step for these will have lettering and things like that that will go on, and a layer of epoxy and all that kind of good stuff. I think I have my last cup to foil, so I'll just remind everybody that we were doing it with the navy camo. It is also a fabric-friendly foil. We had 2 young boys, so we're going for camo, and more camo for the boys. There we go. All right, now I'm going to just rub with my hands. Take a little scrubby on this. That one came out really nicely too. Oh, I'm very pleased with these. Again, just look how great this comes out. And then we have the lid to do. Again, on this one, going right on the top first, and then I'll get the edges. Now I'm going to tell you, it usually takes about a square foot of foil to do 1 cup. It takes a little more with the cups with the lid, but you can see I probably cut maybe 15 inches here instead of a foot, and look at how much I still have left over. So there is, you know, it's easy to do these with just a foot of foil. You will not have a bad result that way. I'm looking at the back here, I just missed a spot that I couldn't see before. There we go. All fixed. But look how cool that is. And we have a straw that goes in here, and I'll show you how we block all of this off for doing our epoxy and things like that. And I think we're kind of done. You just watched me foil 10 cups. So that should give you an idea of how quickly this process can go once you do it setting up. Now, I guarantee most of you are not going to have to do 10, 12, 15, 20 cups at a time like I do, but it's always good to understand how to work in batches. It saves you time for your businesses, for anybody who's selling things. It saves money because you can then time how you're doing things. So for me, when I do these cups, I foil, I do all the priming at once, no matter how many I have to do, and then I do the adhesive on all of them, then I do the foiling on all of them, and then I start doing the labels. And so I'll start doing the ones that I know I want to put on the turners that night for the lettering, and then I'll keep cutting, but I cut all of my lettering out at the same time too. I just might pause for a minute to do the 4 that are going to get going because I happen to have 4 cup turners. That's why 4 is my magic number. If I had 7, I'd do the ones for 7. If I had 2, I'd do for 2. So it's just a matter of figuring things out. And then once they get going on the turners, you're free to work on other stuff because those have to turn on the cup turners for a good 8 to 12 hours so that you don't have the epoxy sag and stuff on it. All right, I think that's it for today. I have got some other stuff to pour. I'm going to practice one before I go home tonight so that if I take it out tomorrow and it sucks, I can figure out what I did wrong. And I'm also going to we're going to work on the labeling and do do the pours on these cups tomorrow, and that'll be live with me tomorrow so you can see it all. All right, so I know I'm going to flip back through for a second to see if I missed any questions because I had my glasses off. Probably not, but I think we're okay. Kathy Brown waved. Yeah, I think the only comments were from Kelly and Kathy, and I answered their questions, so I think we're good. And meanwhile, everybody, have a great Thursday, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.